Hey, there's your Wisconsin wine guy. I'm back with another wine review. I say this always in the last month of the year. We're almost done. I've tasted so many wines, and I'm looking forward to bringing so many more before we get to that last day of the year. And we could call it complete. And then we start tasting for 2022. So now, this is why we're here. For those who are new, these are wines that I review that you can find on the shelves of your everyday liquor store, grocery store, and some wine shop shelves. I give you my personal opinion, what I think about these wines with a simple grading system. The thumb rating system. Thumbs up means I recommend that wine. 3/4, you know what? If I had this wine at a party and I was feeling it, I would probably buy a few bottles for myself, maybe to share with my friends. Halfway, not so much for me, but doesn't mean that it doesn't work for you. But you tasted it and let us all know. Thumbs down, wow, that just was not on point for me in no way, shape, or form. That's thumbs down. But every now and then, there's the elusive double thumbs up that can emerge because a wine can totally surprise you. It has nothing to do with price. It's just a wow, that wine just hit everything on my palate just right. And it got me reminiscing about things. All right, so now you can tell by the label that we're reviewing 19 Crimes wine. I want to say all of the 19 crime wines. You know what? Except for the port. I have to find the port. But I think I reviewed all the 19 crime wines in addition to reviewing current vintages. So we're doing a current vintage here. This is going to be the 19 crimes from southeastern Australia, the Shiraz. Okay? The Shiraz. So I think the last time I did the Shiraz was 2017 vintage. I looked it up. 2017 vintage, and I did that in 2018's playlist. So I'll throw a link up so you can check out what I said about the Shiraz back then. All right, so today, though, we're going to be doing the 19 Crimes 2019 Shiraz. I think I said 2020 earlier because a lot of the wines were 2020. But this is going to be the 2019 Shiraz Red Wine. For those who are unfamiliar, Shiraz, Syrah, same grape, but completely something completely different in two different areas. In France, in America, we call that grape Syrah, but in Shiraz, in Australia, they're calling it Shiraz, and they wanted to do something different, something unique with the wine. And there's also a distinctive difference depending on where the wine is grown, the grapes are grown. So let's just say this. When it comes to Shiraz, we're talking about big, bold, inky, juicy, dense, chewy type wines. When we talk about Syrah, we're talking about something a little bit more elegance. You're still going to get that depth, of fruit character. You're still going to get that complexity depending on how it's aged. But it's not going to be just concentrated like some of the Shirazes. But we're going to find out where this Shiraz falls in line. Is it going to be more like a Syrah? Or is it going to be stick to its name and its reputation of being a big, bold Shiraz? Let's get a look at that color. So now, we're coming in at 14.1% alcohol. Let's go to 14%. So in that color, we got deep color here. I mean, not like overly deep, but there's a nice density to it. So we're going from, let's get my wine glass. So we're going from ruby down to a darker ruby. Can't go purple yet, but has a nice density to it, right? Now on that nose from here. Now, when it comes to Shiraz, we're talking berries and berries, bumbles and bumbles and bubbles of berries, right? So from here, you definitely pick up that sense of berries, blueberries, blackberries. Wow, nice. Stick your nose in. It's all right there. Wow. And then you get those notes in the background of some barrel aging there. Some wood notes. I mean, that nose is pretty nice. I'm digging the nose on this one here. But now, the most important thing. Two-step process in the taste. Nothing knows what the nose knows because the nose knows, right? So hopefully what I smell is going to be close to what I'm going to taste. So two-step in the tasting process. One is a rinse. For me, acidity is hands down very important when I'm drinking wine. If it's a flat wine, I might as well drink water. So I want the wine to be lively. So let's do that rinse. Second taste is when I taste the wine. Here we go. All right. So when I talk acidity, I had to swallow it, so the acidity is there. Mouth is watering. It's alive. You know, and it also helps accentuate the flavor when you get that rinse throughout your entire mouth. Not just in your palate, but in your entire mouth. You saw that. Wow. I mean, that finish is nice too. Oh my. So far, so good on that rinse. Now let's give it a taste, you know, and see if it was just a fluke on that rinse. All right. We're not going to have killer tannins here. We have some tannins, but not killer tannins. It's a nice finish. Not at 14%. It's not 14%. You're not alcoholic. You know, it's not over the top bold, but it's a nice presence on my palate. Now, I can see it's going great with food. I'm trying to let it warm up a little bit on my palate. It's kind of cool in my crib where I had a store, but I'm trying to let it warm up on my palate a little bit. But I like that finish is nice. I can still taste it. Berries abound again, for sure. There's a subtle, almost like vanilla, but very light, you know, the finish, a sort of richness. Yeah, I can see this being a better food wine. A little bit warmer. That bottle is pretty cool. A little bit warmer. I'm sure it's going to have a little bit more complexity to it, but not crazy complexity. But I'm digging it. You know, I have to go back and watch what I said about 2017. But for 2019, 2 vintages later, I'm enjoying this. So there's just a subtle bitterness on the finish, just subtle, okay? Not as weighty as I expect from the Shirazes I've had from Australia, but you know, maybe the wine making this change, or it could just be this level of wine. But I expect a little bit more density to it, but that's what I think about when I drink Shiraz. But this is a good everyday drinker, and that's what this show is about. These are wines you can find on the shelves. Good everyday drinking wine. So Wisconsin Wine Guy is going to give the 2019 Shiraz 19 Crimes, Southeastern Australia. One more taste. I like that finish. There's that bitterness, you know, that's there. So I'm going to go in between halfway and 3/4, right in between there. I wouldn't turn it down if this was being served at a party. I would drink it. I do enjoy the finish, you know, and I'm already imagining, you know, probably even better with food, you know, but just drinking for the sake of drinking, you know, I mean, there's a lot more to be desired, you know, when it comes to Shiraz. You know, you expect a lot more. You know, I expect that density. You know, maybe it was like over fine or filtered or something, you know, but I expect more of that density to it. You know, but still not bad for just everyday drinking. So again, not halfway, not 3/4, but in between. There you have it, the 2019 Shiraz from 19 Crimes. And I want to tell you, as always, as we begin to start rounding out these last wines of 2021, let your palate, not mine, let your palate be the guide when selecting your wines. And I'll see you next time. More to come. Ciao.